Hey everybody, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. If you're wondering why there was no YouTube video the last 2 nights, that's because I just completed an 8-hour estate sale clean out where I was pulling out all sorts of comic books, collectibles, toys, lots of things of high value. Stay tuned to my channel over the next few months to year. There's a lot of that stuff that's going to be featured in what's sold videos that are going to be helpful to learn a lot about. In addition to that, Primetime Treasure headquarters was overtaken last night by a child sleepover party, and as a result, there was no way I was going to be able to film anything without interrupting people. So, back on track, starting off with 2 estate sales in the morning. It's 7:40. Going to get the ball rolling. Hopefully have a nice haul video for you next. All right, we're at the first estate sale. Looks pretty decent. We are in the Strathmore area of Syracuse, so a nice old area, nice old house. I just got to find a place to park. All right, so the game plan going into this one is to try to find things that are not priced, because at this particular sale, the stuff that is not priced, I could get at a very, very good price when I go up and it gets priced at checkout. Now, the stuff that is priced, that has tags on it at this particular sale, what I mean by that is the person who runs this sale, she does lots of estate sales in the area, tends to be on the higher end and not something that I could flip for resale. Once in a while, there's an exception, but they're few and far between. So every different estate sale that you go to, depending on the company, you have to have a different plan and strategy going in once you get familiar with them.
This is a good idea of what I'm talking about. Want to get these for like $5–10, but it's $30 for the DVD VCR combo. Box of old video games, $6 a piece. Really want to get them at 2 a piece. Okay, it's more like it. Okay, this is a good piece, but it is screwed into the wall. It's a Chicago #2 pencil sharpener. So how am I going to get it out? Screwdriver. So I'm going to take this out. It's about a $40 piece if we get it out. Okay, so success. Was able to get this off. This one is Chicago, so very good. And down below there was a loose one, which is Boston. So we got Boston and Chicago. Make a nice little lot, actually. I don't do a ton in tools, but pick up these old clamps if you could find them. People love these things. You know what? What if I could pull this thing out of here? I mean, look at this. These screws here. And it goes under here. I'm gonna look this up. Wow, Craftsman. So it's a woodworker's vise. It goes for like $175. Okay, so I have the screws out, which takes this piece out, but it's still in here. Why? Because of that nut there, and I don't have a wrench. But look around. A wrench. One out. Oh man. One to go. Success. Got it out. One to remember. That was a challenge. Okay, here it is in the back of the Primetime Treasure Mobile. This is a vintage Craftsman piece. It's a wood clamp. I am so happy I got this. This thing was made in Japan. It's a vintage piece. I wanted to get it out because it is worth about $200. Should easily sell for somewhere around that price range. I also wanted to get it because at the sale, it was unmarked. As you saw, there was no price on it, so it would be priced at checkout. Now, it was easy to take these screws right out of here. That was a simple part. The difficult part, well, not initially, this bolt that was right here, this I was able to get out. It took a little bit of work, but I was able to get it out with this wrench. Now, I didn't have this wrench with me, but that's why you have to look around, think outside the box, and get creative when you don't have the tool that you need. I will have it for now on because I wound up purchasing it. Now, the problem was when I had to get this bolt out over here because there was no room to move this around. It was impossible. So I started looking around for other options. I tried this. Didn't work because it was too small. Okay, little glare there, but that's too small of an opening. Then I tried this. I thought this would give me success, but this was too big. Then I tried this. I knew it wouldn't work because it has something that would bang into the obstruction, but I was just desperate at that point. So I started looking around. I'm thinking the guy had to have gotten this in somehow, so it's got to be here, the tool. And sure enough, here it is. I found it. This is what got it out. And I also wound up picking up all these things because if I need it on this project, chances are I'll need it on another. So what did I get all this for? I got all this, all the tools, some random clasp envelopes for shipping, the 2 vices, which were marked at $5 and $3 a piece, little chisel type of tool, and the 2 pencil sharpeners. Everything here for $40. So these 2 here should sell for over $40. So all this here, these 2, this will all be profit, and I'll probably also make some profit on those 2 if I put them together as a lot. Now, here's where things get a little more interesting. I'm going to tell you about it a little more in the car.
All right, so what happened is, first of all, I unscrewed that thing. It's so heavy, I can't possibly carry it around in the boxes that I had because it's just so heavy. So I had to pull out a dresser drawer to put it in so I could carry it around. So I finally bring it up to the checkout area, and the person who's running the checkout, who fortunately I have a good relationship with, having done business with her for a long time at these sales, says to me, you know, I'm really not sure that the person whose house this is, that they wanted that to be taken out of the workbench. And so this is where you have to stay calm and you have to trust that that relationship is going to pay off. So I just, calmly and professionally explained that there was no sign on there that said it wasn't for sale. That is the rule at these sales, that if it says not for sale, it's not for sale. That had no sign on it. Also, it took me about a half an hour's worth of work to unscrew that and get that taken apart and get it out and then just lug it around and get out of there. So she started looking at it. She was kind of hemming and hawing. Ultimately, I was pretty confident she'd sell it to me, but you never know. And so finally she just looked at it and she saw all the other tools that I had and she said, you can have it all for $40. And at that point, she's doing me a favor, by the way, because she technically could say, I'm not selling it. That is not the time and place to start haggling, in no way, shape, or form. Plus, the $40 was good anyway, but I just said, fine, took it for the $40. Now I'm heading off to the next estate sale.
Okay, so here we are at the second estate sale, another area with lots of old homes and houses, exactly what I like to see. If you're having trouble sourcing, you're having trouble finding stuff, stop just going to garage sales in nice new areas. You need to go to these older communities, hit up some estate sales, hit up some garage sales. That's where you're going to find stuff like that Craftsman tool that I found. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This vintage realistic stereo cassette player. It's dirty. It's going to need to be cleaned up. It's only $2 though. I just tested the batteries. They work. I just tested it, and I can't believe this is the tape that I actually used to test things, but it does work and should go for about 30, maybe 40. Another selling point with these, by the way, is if you could find them with the original headphones. That always helps. Just take 2 batteries with you because this one required 3 AA's, so always take more than 2. So I came up to this 2 hours into the sale. Why is this still sitting here? Because no one moved this here to see all these vintage slide shutter bingo cards for $4. I am totally picking this up. I mean, this probably go for around, I don't know, anywhere from $50 to $75. All right, well, can't go upstairs, so down we go. All right, I'll start taking a look around, see if I could get anything. Phone's not working right now to check comps, but I'm definitely going to pick up this vintage Dr. Scholl's and Vaseline brand, another vintage piece. There's a good find down here, believe it or not. This one goes for about $18. So not much in this area, very musty, very disgusting smelling. I mean, the air is pretty thick, but these old basements just go on forever. You know, like there's a room over here, and check this out. Looks like where they kept wine and wine bottles and stuff. More stuff over here. I'll take a quick peek, let you know if I find anything good. Well, look at this. I just got one much better and a ton of other stuff for 40, and this is 22. So I'm just gonna check out this garage, see if there's anything good in here. So these are vintage pipe clamps. Make sure you pick these up if you see them, especially if they're unmarked like this. Sell them together in a little group like this. Ship them out in a little small priority flat rate box for about $40, maybe even a little more, 40 to 50.
Okay, so I just checked out. I wound up getting everything you just saw, the Walkman, all the bingo cards, the Vaseline tube, the Dr. Scholl's, all those pipes, every single thing there for $13. Now, this joke book alone is gonna pay for that. Plus bring in a little bit more likely. So that's how you do it. You know, you're just buying things in bulk and you're trying to find that you could get your money back on one or two of the items, and then everything else is profit. That's how you have to look at it. So, you know, and exactly as I said, walking into there, I mean, this is where you're gonna find those vintage pieces. Where else are you gonna find these vintage clamps like this? You're not gonna find it at a brand new house. I mean, where else are you gonna find, you know, these vintage bingo cards like this? I mean, you're just not. You've got to get into some of these older areas. If there's not one right by you, like 10 minutes away, then drive 20 minutes away, drive 25 minutes away. That's where you're going to find a lot of these great vintage pieces. So remember to start doing that if you're not doing that already. All right, so I'm back at Primetime Treasure headquarters, and I'm going to call it a day. The reasons are because, one, I already made a huge score, and I got lots of other great items today. Two, I've got family things I have to take care of and stuff I have to process and pack related to my reselling business. Three, I feel like I have great content already for this video that I'm going to put up. And just to recap some of the themes, make sure you're bringing tools to sales, especially estate sales. Make sure that you're moving things, putting them aside to find things. Don't just be a glancer when you're at these sales. You got to be active. You have to put effort into things. So those are two main themes right there. And also, I'd say a final theme is make sure you're going to old areas to source where there's old homes. Don't just stick to new places. Yeah, you got to go down into a dirty, musty basement once in a while, but that's where some of the treasure is. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go over the usual things, but before I do, I want to also add something else. Make sure you start following me on Instagram. That's at Primetime Treasure, no S, at Primetime Treasure on Instagram. The reason being is I'm starting to use that more and more as a mechanism to communicate with you. I'm putting preview videos up. I'm putting videos up to explain why maybe, hey, if I don't have a video on this channel, why didn't I do that? Something I maybe just noticed during the day that's really quick and I want to get out to you. I'm going to put it on there. I'm not going to put it on YouTube. That's really what I kind of see Instagram as important for, is just a way that I could quickly communicate with you. So I'm starting to use video more to do that now that I've crossed over 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 followers on Instagram. If we ever get to the point, and we will, that we get 1,000 subscribers on this channel, because now we're at like 774, I will do a live show. So we got to get there. You got to help me out. If you are not someone who's subscribed yet, you enjoy these videos, please just take the time to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Make sure that you also come by my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. The link to that is down below. We're at almost 1,800 people in that group. That's an awesome place to come and learn all sorts of reselling tips. In addition to that, I'd just like to just mention, as usual, if there's a comment or a question that you have, please make sure you drop that down below. I'm more than happy to interact with you and respond to you. I love doing that and getting to know all of you. So thank you very much for watching this video, and hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Take care.